So I'm hoping by the time you've seen this, you will see that I'm not actually a hypocrite, and I'm actually doing this. But I am really going full on into display network advertising for my businesses. I've toyed with it so many times over the years, and I always looked at it the wrong way. I kind of always looked at it from, well, the people clicking through, I'm not really, the ROI isn't there, and it's like they're not turning into customers and so forth. And then I actually was able to sit down with a very, very cool marketing guy. And and by the way, I mean, I own a marketing company, but it doesn't stop me talking with other marketing companies who are, who are in the same game. And he gave me a really interesting angle, and I'm kind of now, we've already started doing this and we're already starting to see a difference. So he first off really kind of defined how to track ROI on branding, which is very, very important. But that kind of needs to be a separate video and a separate article to really explain how to do that properly. But moving forward from this, our idea now is we're going to be pushing a lot more to to get our branding out there. And it's not so much, and I think you've seen from my other videos, I'm starting to get very against the idea of those ads of like, buy my stuff and sign up here for a free trial and all of that. Well, actually free trials would be a good idea, but the idea of like, when people know it's a sales pitch, they are turning off. And I'm seeing this, like I said, we got a marketing company. We do that type of marketing for a lot of clients, and they still want those. But I am seeing the uptick of cost in those markets because people are getting more resilient to it. So I think, in terms of marketing, I really wanted to try and my point of marketing is I'm going to be marketing more of my content rather than my services. My view on it is like, most of the people that would consume, sort of my content, certainly on the marketing agency side, probably won't be our clients. We're kind of, we're at a certain price point that cuts out quite a lot of the market. And then on the flip side, sort of with the Goodall group and with the consulting side, same again. So my idea is really just to market our content and not actually market, kind of buy my stuff type ads. Of course, we're still going to have, you can contact us on the website and so forth. But as far as actually running ads to drive sales directly in, I'm actually going to take a different approach, and I'm really interested if anybody else has done this.